Master controller, brake valve, okay, handles. This control plug here sets up the train line features, air conditioning, buzzards, and all train line connections and apparatuses related to this. Got to have this in for the train to move.
That's like your key to your car.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, brake valve, brake handle. Okay.
That's far enough, Joe.
Cut the brake valve in. Okay. I'm in what they call suppression position. Lap suppression. Okay. Brake pipe and equalizing reservoir is charging up. You want to know anything? Did they tell you about this? Any of this stuff? You want to know anything about this stuff? No? Sure. Okay, this is your radio plus your push-to-talk communications, which they don't have in these cars. Windshield wiper.
Yeah, we're going into 9 and we're going up to 1.
Single car brake apparatus. You pull that down, you get brake supply. This car only.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? It's kind of like an emergency feature type of thing.
Right. So that doesn't cut in emergency like on the rest of the car. It's not an emergency handle like it cuts in.
It won't activate the brakes on the other cars. Just this car. That's why it's called single car emergency brake. You know? Okay. Now the handle's in release, and we're charging up. Okay. You got to have 110 brake pipe, 110 equalizing, and you got to have 140 pounds main reservoir to be completely charged up. Okay. These gauges right now are showing a little high. You're supposed to have 110 brake pipe, 110 equalizing. They're now showing 115. I reduced that pressure by regulating this valve here. Okay. Okay, we're charged up. Now if I'm going to go forward, and the buzzer. Okay. And I'm just going to go over a couple notches now. And we got sufficient handbrakes on here that it's just going to coast for a little bit and stop. I don't have to actually put the brake on, you know? Okay, and of course if I wanted to go in reverse, it would be 3. That, okay? And forward again. Essentially it. And then we put the brake on. 65 pounds, full service. Okay, now it's in suppression. I take my foot off the dead man and it won't dump. Okay. Now I want to go
what that's all about, right? The dead man feature.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen that work before? Okay, if the engineer's going down the road, he's in release, he's powering down the road, and all of a sudden, a deer or human being come down in front of him, right? He takes his foot off the dead man. Every brake on the train should apply. And you basically got to wait, on the GE cars, you got to wait 45 seconds for it to recover. These cars are a little bit faster.
So recharge time is pretty fast. Recharge time is pretty fast.
On these cars, they are, yeah. On these cars, like I said, on the Silverliner 4s, the GEs, they got 45 seconds,
right?
You know, for that to happen.
Yeah, that's basically putting every compressor in the train. That's working every.
Was that a wind gust?
That was a wind gust, yeah.
Feel the wind gust?
It's putting every compressor into the car on every car.
Well, yeah, there's governors that control every compressor in every car.
Right.
Basically, the rule of thumb is highest governor in the train rules. So you know, the ideal situation is that the main reservoir pumps up to 140 pounds and cuts back off at 140 and then comes back on at 130. So you have basically a 10-pound differential there. You know, that's perfect when it's perfect, but of course we don't live in a perfect world and nothing's set perfectly, you know, but you have to work in those parameters, you know?
each car self-maintained to that level, or are they working off of what's happening?
No, each
Each
car.
car separate air compressors on the buds and loads.
But what I mean is, like, when it's going up to 140, it's comparing 140 on its compressor, not when this one says it's
Right. Yep. Yep.
Because each compressor, like you said, is going to be a little different.
It's gonna be a little different, depending on what the governor has said at and everything.
Excellent.